evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and our guests. As I listened to our last speaker, it's almost like we had parallel thinking with regards to what we really care about. And at the beginning of the new year, as we all know, resolutions is the operative word. But for me, it's intentions. And intentions allow me to dream. And what happens so prominently for me in January is that it coincides with Martin Luther King's birthday. And what comes before us in many different ways is his I Have a Dream speech. We're through his words so powerfully. And every time we hear it, it's like we're hearing it for the first time. Reminds us of the power and the vision behind those words, where he had hope and faith that we could work together, pray together, struggle together, so that this world could be a better place. So in the line of work that I do, I'm a social work educator. I work with people every day who fundamentally cares about, cries about, thinks about how they can make a difference in the lives of people. And as I come to this year, the things that I've been dreaming about is how can I just find some cool things to do, cool people to be with, and you know it. You know it when you see it, you know it when you hear it. It's cool. And so one of the things that I've been thinking about is that, well, first of all, let me identify who I am. I'm an explorer of cool things. So in this year, as I think about my exploration, the cool things that I find myself attracted to is who's giving and who's living to give. And that is just, it just brings a smile to my face when I start to hear about various efforts around the world of what people are doing to try to give people relief. And one of the things, I'm interested in so many things touch my heart. But one of the things that's touching me most is hunger. And it's interesting that hunger, as Americans, we always looked at it from afar. But that doesn't happen. In America, children aren't going to bed hungry. Families aren't struggling to put food on the table. Well, let me bring this reality to life. It just doesn't happen afar. It happens in these United States. 1 out of 6 families, 1 out of 6 in the country are hungry. 1 out of 5 children go to sleep with no food in their bellies. And then listen to this. It's juxtaposed to the fact that 40% of our food supply is wasted, and over 80% of what is in a dump is food. Now this number will astound you because it did. 71 million are food insecure. That means that they cannot afford consistently to put food on their table. And where does that happen? Here in America. So most recently I've come across people who see this, they're perplexed by it. It's appalling. The waste, the greed, the lack of sharing, that happens. But it's so, I think, heartwarming, I want to say, to see the brilliance in what people do when they just care. And this new thing has come up, and it's called micro-volunteering. And this device here has been the source of many movements. We all have them. Apps have been created to pull volunteers together to do things when they may not have the time to do, because most people want to volunteer. And I guess if I would ask you, do you volunteer? You'd probably say, I want to, but I just don't have the time. But through this device, through an app, by a group called the Extraordinaries, created an app where you can actually download the app and get in touch with a challenge that an organization is having. And it could be 3 minutes to maybe 3 hours. You could assist them. You could do it one time or none. Another group, about a year ago, they were in their apartment having fun. It was the holidays. And they said, wow, we're having a good life. What about people who aren't? Let's do something. Let's go out and feed the poor. It was the holidays. This is very familiar to you. It's a typical brown bag. Imagine this: a sandwich, a cookie, a piece of fruit, a bottle of water, and an affirmation to put a smile on your face. That evening, these young people made 100 lunch bags and went to Skid Row and fed people. And guess what? A year later, through this device and social media, through Twitter, through Instagram, through Facebook, once a month, they recruit volunteers. They put the call out for #LunchBagSunday. This movement started in Los Angeles. A year later, 40 cities, 1,000 lunches a month. Do the math. It's about giving. What will you do? What new dreams will you bring about to change the world?